So what I'm getting at is this. So when it comes to like, you know what I'm saying, getting drinks and serving food and things like that, gender roles in general, you know what I mean? Is that a thing that's still a thing or does it matter?
Wait.
You know what I
What we
mean?
talking
Gender
about?
roles.
Oh, gender rules.
Roles, my bad.
Oh,
Excuse
gender
me, I'm drunk.
roles.
Excuse me.
No. You probably said I just didn't. I just didn't understand you.
Yeah, but what I mean, do you think that's a
Gender
thing still?
roles.
I mean, like,
I think it's a thing, but I think females are acting funny with it. I'm gonna just say, hey, fight me. I don't care.
ooh, hey, they about to tear your head
My
off. Tell
thing
me
is,
more about this.
bruh, they can. I love ladies, but they be having a stuff, man.
Hey, you
My
part of the
my thing,
He-Man Woman Hater Club?
my thing is, man, when it comes to gender roles, like
Yeah,
we come into this age where it's like women should be paid more, women should be more independent. That's all fine and dandy. But when you get to a point where it's like, all right, I'm gonna be the king of this castle.
mm,
I'm gonna be this, and it's like, okay, you want your man to do all the gender roles a man should do, like fix a
yeah,
car,
yeah.
kill the spiders in the house,
All the
be
spiders,
be the provider, bring some income in this house, and
all the bread.
all the bread. You gotta have your own bread. Um, what else? What else is a man like? Clean the gutters and all that stuff. Like just a man
Yep,
like take the groceries in the house and all that stuff.
all
You
the
want
yard.
you want the man to do that and be a man. And if he's not doing that, it's like you're not being man enough. But when it comes to the women, it's like, oh, well, I don't cook and clean. You
Mm,
got with me. You got with me. I'm not.
you
I'm
knew
not.
what it
You
was.
knew what it was, or I'm not subjected to just cooking and cleaning and taking care of the house. I should
Mm.
be. I can do other things. That when it comes to women, that's when they come like their gender roles are like, no, we're not limited to that. But when it comes to man gender roles, it's like, oh, you should be expected to do all this shit.
So then, let me ask you this: then is it the man's fault for that way being that way? Because look at it, because it could have been simple as, nah, little shorty, I'm not doing that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to fix the car when it dies, or I'm going to mow the lawn, right? But you're doing dishes and cooking. Am I sexist for that?
The man's doing dishes and cooking.
No, no, no. Vice versa. I might say that wrong. I mean, like the man is doing the yard work and changing the oil in the car and tires and whatnot, but the woman is doing dishes and cooking. Is it
Okay,
wrong if is it wrong if the man says that's the way I want to have it done? I'm going out doing what I'm doing, and you're
nope,
going to do what
because
you're going to
guys,
do.
nope, because women don't do that when it comes to man roles.
Like what you mean?
We're expected to do all the man roles. We're expected to do that. We're not expected to do anything less.
Okay, so then let's dial it back because now we're going to inspections, but let's go into reality a little bit. Is it weird if your girl's just like, nah, um, I'm not cooking, I'm not cleaning, but yeah, I got the lawn, no worries, and I changed the tire already. Is she a dude?
No,
or is she just like
I
I'm
wouldn't say
just
she a dude. I would just say
or she's 24th
her
century?
whoever was her male role models, whether it was her father or
Yeah.
grandfather, something like that, they taught her to do, they taught her, and that's the thing. Men think it's like when women do that, like even the simplest form of being into sports. When women are
Yeah.
into sports, that shit is sexy as fuck. When women are into video games, that shit is sexy as fuck. When women are into anime, like these are all the stuff that us men
Was
do.
she into cars?
She into cars, that like men
Like
think
hard
that
nah, but like hardcore, like I'm changing spark plugs.
she can name every model of the car. Every model she sees, she names it. Like
Okay.
without any, like that. Men think that's cool. They think that's dope. But women, it's like
Nah,
my,
nah. Okay.
my well, women, it's like dog, if you ain't doing any of your manly duties, they ain't fucking with that. You got to do your manly duties. There ain't
So,
no
so
if
are you?
or.
So are you saying that it's like a almost a triple standard? I don't want to say double standard. Like, I mean, it probably is a double standard, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not only do you gotta go to work, do manly stuff, but also I need you to cook, clean, and watch the kids.
Man,
Is that
yes,
today's society?
that's a golden ticket. That nigga's a golden ticket if he does all that shit.
And a buster? Is that what you're saying?
I
Hey,
ain't gonna
man.
say a buster,
Hey, hey, maybe not
but
buster.
hey,
Nah, but that's interesting, you know what I'm saying? Because I think that, I think that you can have an updated rule list, um, being a
it
gender
works.
role.
Yeah, if it
You know what I
works for
mean?
your relationship, then yes. But ideally, when it comes to the overall, nah, women are still looking for men to be the provider.
Or even more importantly, not to cut you off, but more importantly, what happens if your son is watching? How do you react? You know what I mean? Not you as a personally you, but yeah, why not you personally you? What do you do? I mean, your sons are watching, they be like, okay, so what are we supposed to do as men, dad, as we watch you and mom interact?
I mean, they're supposed to
I
do it.
mean, because do you resort back to, nah, I'm dad, man, so I'm at work, I do manly stuff and watch sports. But
It's
nah,
it's
mom
a
does her own thing.
it's the based on the relationship, man. I say overall standards, yes. Yes. On average, a boy growing up seeing his father actually in the home. First of all, we got to get the father in the home first. But seeing the father
That's the
actually in the
thing.
home, you know, yes, this is what men do. That's how
Yeah,
it's supposed to go. And then for the daughters, seeing how their mom does things. And if your mom is a working woman, I mean that's just what it is. We still
yeah.
respect that. But my thing is, for women, I feel like on the women's side, they still look for men to be providers and still do all the manly roles and then some. But
That's wild.
if you're not being, I say the ultimate, if you're not being a provider, nah, bro, I run this shit. That's what it is.
Nah, that's a fact. So and that's so crazy. So do you think it has changed the gender roles, or do you think they're still
I
the
think
same?
it.
It's just
I
that
think
you gotta work.
They're trying to. They're trying to change the gender roles. They're trying. And my thing is, uh, some men don't make it any easier for themselves because they'll get with a woman who's on like Section 8 and getting food stamps and all that stuff, and
Shout
that's
out
a
to
way of them
Section
saying
8.
I don't need a man or I do this all by myself. Actually, you're not doing it by yourself. You're doing it with the
Yeah,
aid of the
you're
government.
struggling. You're
And then these
struggling.
dudes come in these homes not having no jobs, being an aspiring rapper, and like they have no real goals.
Always.
Then this situation gets thrown in this topic, and it's like, nah, that's not where it belongs because
I, I
nobody's
mean,
doing their responsibilities, and it's like
right.
you have one who's not who isn't a working woman like that, and she don't get on her own and all that stuff. She relies on child support and government assistance, but yet she still says, "Oh, this is my house. I done it on my own, and raising these kids on my own and all that stuff." Yeah, you might have raised the kids on your own, but you still had assistance with it. But then you got the bum nigga who wants the respect of a dude that's on top of his shit. He wants that respect. And it's like, no, dude, you ain't even work. You can't even. You're not even being a provider. So how can you even want those, treatments
So
as a dude, as a king of his castle? Nah, man, you just a,
sure. So then what you're saying that the king of a castle cannot be a stay-at-home dad?
not saying that.
So what are you
But
saying?
my thing is when it comes to gender roles, the man has to be a provider. That's what
So it
on an
has
average
so
on an average man. If you ask every woman
so
on an average,
that's the
her
marquee.
man has to provide. If he ain't bringing nothing in, he's not running nothing.
I mean, I get that. I agree with that 100%. But you know what I'm
I'll
saying?
bet you. I bet you. If that couple, not saying that there's not couples that do
Sure. I mean,
exceptions.
there
There,
obviously
I'm sure there are, but I'm
exceptions to
saying,
everything. We get that.
9 times out of 10, let's be real. They
Yeah.
get into an argument, and this dude's a stay-at-home dad, and they get in an
Don't.
argument. I guarantee you, she's gonna bring up
Hey,
her
that's
wealthy
10 out of 10.
income. Yes, no,
That I think that's 10 out of 10 when it comes to that argument. Because at the end of the day, it's just like, yo, call a spade a spade. That's what it is. Like it this relationships, man and woman relationships, or just relationships in general, because there's always going to be an alpha and a beta, right? And the alpha is always going to be determined by what alpha and beta is determined by what is provided and on what scale do you both hold it as. So if both individuals look at providing income or stability as far as outside sources coming in to maintain your situations, then yeah, the alpha is going to be the one who procures that. Versus maybe there's that weird relationship out there who is the exact opposite. They're weirdos,
it's
whatever.
not gonna
But
be.
the bottom line is,
It ain't gonna be in the
bottom
black
line is,
community really much.
I don't think so at all. I don't think so. I mean, I can't say it for everything, but 9 times out of 10, bro. Like I'll be hard pressed that you'll find in the rainbow before that is what I look at that like. But you know what I'm saying? It's interesting when it comes to these gender roles, man.